You know you have an avoidant attachment style when you start to pull away just as things begin to feel emotionally close, or when your partner begins to bring up the possibility of spending more time together or even moving in together. At these times, affection feels like pressure and like the other person's love is suffocating rather than nourishing. At these times, you crave connection but then panic and need distance the moment it arrives. In this video, we'll explore where that instinct really comes from, and I'll guide you through a short practice and visualization at the end that can help you soften your walls and begin to feel safe, even when deep and vulnerable intimacy invites you in. Hi, I'm Aaran Solh, and I'm a relationship therapist and life coach. I'm an author and the founder of Alchemy. Now, the first thing I want you to understand about avoidant attachment is that there's a big difference between needing space to breathe and pushing people away out of fear. For someone with avoidant attachment, that can be hard to see because your mind often confuses numbness and dissociation with peace. And it thinks that stepping away makes you strong or gives you a sense of control. But let me help you see the difference. Imagine for a moment that you've had a long day and simply want quiet time to recharge, knowing that when you've rested, you'll want to reconnect. It's completely normal to want to find relief in solitude at times, a sense of coming back to yourself. That's what healthy space feels like. But acting from avoidant, insecure attachment feels different. For the avoidant, closeness can trigger anxiety, and your instinct might tell you to run away, not to rest, but to escape the discomfort of being seen too deeply or being needed. You may tell yourself you just need time alone, but underneath, it's not peace you're seeking, it's safety from vulnerability, from being needed, and deep bonding. Healthy independence lets you return refreshed. Avoidant distance can keep you from returning at all. Recognizing this difference is the first step in healing, so you can learn to take space without building walls. Now, before we get deeper into healing, it's important to understand how avoidant attachment is formed in childhood and to see it with compassion, not judgment. Avoidant attachment usually forms early in life, often in homes where emotions weren't safe or welcome. Maybe you were praised for being independent, quiet, or easy, but subtly discouraged from crying, needing help, or showing too much feeling. You may have had loving parents who were physically present but emotionally distant. Maybe they were busy with work, struggling with their own stress, or simply uncomfortable with vulnerability and expressing warmth in a healthy way. In those moments, your child self learned that showing need might lead to disappointment. So you turned inward. You built strength, competence, and self-reliance, perhaps even becoming a bit dreamy or dissociated in the process. But underneath this version of you, there was also surrounded by a golden light and a desire for closeness, this like a thirst that was never quenched. This calm, grounded, over time, and you taught yourself not to ask for comfort because you believed it wouldn't be there. Over time, your nervous system started equating closeness visualize with risk. Feel if love could hurt or overwhelm yourself and make you feel rejected and unwanted, then distance became your place of safety. As an adult, these patterns can show up in very subtle ways. You might crave connection, but pull away once you feel it. As you might find yourself nitpicking and making lists of your partner's flaws or misspoken words to create space between you and have an excuse to pull away or even break up if you need one. You don't have to earn it. You might feel irritated when somebody else expresses their needs or emotions. It's already yours. You might disappear after moments of intimacy or retreat into work, hobbies, or your own mind when things get hard. And yet, if the other person finally gives up and walks away, and feel a quiet ache. You release the very connection you pushed away. Prove your worth, but feeling helpless to do anything about it. You know that you, after all, it was what you expected to happen all along. For simply being exactly now who you are. None of this happens because you don't care. No matter how different you are deeply from others. Maybe even more deeply than others at times. But to you, love and an invitation to closeness can feel like losing control. Like
And silently
someone's going
repeat
to
to
invade
yourself,
your sense of independence or ask for
I am
something you
safe
can't
to feel
give.
love.
At times,
I am safe
you might
to
even
be
feel a surge
myself.
of shame for not being able to stay close.
I am safe
That
to
shame
feel love.
is a downward spiral,
I am safe
making you believe
to be
even
myself.
more in the myth that you aren't lovable. And it makes you pull away even further. Healing avoidant attachment isn't about forcing yourself to be more emotional. It's about learning that closeness doesn't have to mean losing yourself. It's about feeling emotions rise in your chest and realizing you don't have to escape them. Practically, that means learning to take tiny steps towards closeness to the degree you're comfortable with. It involves softening your tone and learning to express your need to realign yourself with compassion and a commitment to return and communicate about it. It involves getting curious about what you're feeling underneath the distance and resisting the automatic urge to pull away, and being curious about what others are feeling and needing without labeling it as controlling. And finally, it involves building relationships with people who respect your boundaries and process. Now, in a moment, I'll give you a short practice you can do to start your healing process. But first, I want to tell you about the 21-day healing process I've created for avoidant attachment. The 21-day healing process I've created is designed to help you take small, gentle steps towards connection without overwhelming yourself. You'll learn to pause before shutting down, to notice when you're pulling away, and to take one small breath, one small act of staying present before retreating completely. These micro moments begin to rewire your nervous system to trust that connection can be safe and that you won't be rejected for having needs and feelings and for simply being your authentic self. Throughout the 21 days, you'll practice simple actions that make space for your feelings instead of avoiding them. You'll learn to express small needs without fear, to breathe when your partner reaches out instead of freezing, and to find freedom in vulnerability instead of isolation. You'll begin to notice, reflect, and soften. And that awareness is the gateway to freedom in connection. Sometimes I run a live process around this. It's a group coaching session where both avoidant and anxious types come together. This is where the deepest learning happens. You get to see how your instinct to withdraw may trigger your partner to feel anxious or trigger a fear of abandonment. Others also learn from you how their pursuit can trigger your fear of being controlled and how it makes you feel suffocated and afraid. Together, all the participants begin to understand the dance of intimacy with empathy instead of blame. You realize that neither of you is wrong. You're just protecting the same need in different ways. Please check below to see if a live round is running soon. Now, let's do a short practice together. One that will help you reconnect with your body and remind your nervous system that you can experience true closeness and genuine love without losing yourself or your independence. So first, take a deep breath and sit comfortably. If you can in the moment, close your eyes, taking a few deep breaths and exhaling gently. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Now imagine yourself sitting alone in nature, beside a gentle stream. You can hear the water moving softly, the breeze brushing your skin, and the warmth of sunlight touching your face. You feel peaceful, safe, and free. After taking another deep breath, think about what a perfect partner means to you. And imagine that on the other side of the stream, they begin to appear. They are far enough away that you both feel safe, yet close enough that you can see each other and feel connected. Take your time, enjoying their company from a safe distance. After taking a few breaths in this space, and only if you feel comfortable, invite them to come a little closer. Maybe they move closer along the bank. Maybe they step across the stream to your side. Either way, only see them coming closer to the degree that feels safe and calm for you. As the visualization progresses, notice any fears that might come up if the person comes too close. And if they do, you can gently ask them to step away and notice that they are fine giving you the space you need. The space to feel independent and safe in the connection. Notice that you can feel close and still feel free, and silently repeat to yourself, it's safe to stay, I can be close and still be free. Let that feeling fill the body for a moment, enjoying that quiet peace containing both closeness and freedom. That's what secure love feels like. And if you join us for the 21 days, you'll learn how to build that feeling in every part of your life, one small act of staying calm at a time.